Hey guys, this is Jason coming to you from Frontier Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 2350 Cookeville Highway under new management. That is correct. Under new management here at Frontier Chevrolet. Guys, want to let you guys know about all the vehicles that we have on the lot right now. We have a big super savings event going on. And if you haven't noticed, we're giving back to the community. We had a turkey giveaway here on Thanksgiving. Be looking forward again coming around Christmas time. We believe it's going back and helping the community a lot. So we want you guys to make sure you like and share the post. That way everybody gets the opportunity to come up here and get a gift at no cost at all to you.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Hello friends, are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. Queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down!
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Livingston Academy. We've got volleyball action for you again tonight here on Overton Events. Craig Cantrell and Allie Qualls with you for this district opener, or this second district game for Livingston Academy as they host Cumberland County. And JV action first. And we talked last time, Allie, about how it's going to get more intense as the Upperman crowd comes in. But tonight, I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know if the intensity will be at the same level.
I'm not sure, but you always got to be excited for a district matchup, no matter who it is. Just getting another win on your belt throughout the district, it's the best thing you can do.
Look at this JV team. They've got they only had 6 the other night that played. Got 7 tonight. One back from a little sickness that they had on Tuesday night. So it's good for that to be able to have just a sub where you can rotate people through. But they're just kind of growing up as they go along, aren't they? This is just really it's a learning process every time they take the floor against an opponent.
Yes, JV games are about the best thing that you can do for girls at this age because it really gets them some floor time experience and some game time opportunities, and really helps them grow as players and get ready for when they're later on in their years where they get to play varsity games.
Livingston Academy going to start let's see, I'll have to see what they wear tonight. Number 0, Calla Pierce. I just won't give you numbers. It'll be probably, I would think, Adriana Robines, Maddie Hall, also Tatum Pendergrass, Kate Ford, Bella Burns, and I'll have to figure out who the other one is in a moment. But for Cumberland County, they're going to start Liliana Rice, Tessa Hayes, Allie Houston, Jersey Myers, Madeline Lanzalata, and Ivy Watson, the starters for Coach Roger Dixon. And the Lady Jets of Cumberland County, Livingston, coached by Christy Jenkins. She's assisted by Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds, but Coach Jenkins by herself tonight. That must mean they've got a junior high game somewhere. It will be Zoe Anderson starting tonight for Livingston Academy instead of Ford. So it's Bella Burns, Kate Ford, Calla Pierce, Tatum Pendergrass, Zoe Anderson, and Adriana Romines for the Lady Wildcats. Both teams dressed in black. It's kind of difficult when they do that, but Cumberland County does have the Columbia blue over the shoulders, so a little bit easier to tell that. But I guess there's no real, you don't ever guard each other closely, so it doesn't really matter, does it, that it's somewhere in the same colors?
Yeah, no, I don't think it does.
Ready to get this one underway here tonight is Maddie Hall to serve first. Livingston coming off a big district win on Tuesday night against Upperman, trying to keep that going here tonight in the varsity matchup as Hall ready to serve to get us started. Deep serve in the back row, popped up by Cumberland County. They'll play it across. Anderson taps it over and taps it down. Just that one-handed punch there to take that one across to where no one's at. That's a pretty good placement on that. For the Jets, they've got in the back row as Hall will serve again. They'll go back row to Lanzalota. Now taking across the back row to Burns. Pierce now to Anderson. Won't get that one across, and Cumberland County going to get the point. For the Lady Jets, is taking that one over was Ivy Watson to get the point for Cumberland County, and they'll step out to serve for the first time with Jersey Myers to serve. Myers goes back row. Pierce will take that one across. Tapped right back over. Hall will save it. Then Pendergrass will pull it out of the net. But there to spike it down is going to be Ivy Watson for the Lady Jets. That's a couple of times she's made a play here for Cumberland County. She's probably 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah,
pretty tough matchup.
She got way up there above the net and just touched it right down.
Tough matchup there. They're probably freshmen and sophomores out there for Cumberland County. Adriana Romines to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. She serves it into the net for the point for Cumberland County. Those unforced errors, they really hurt because not only do you get a point off of it, you also get the serve, which puts the pressure back on the team that made it. So that's just a tough thing to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like giving them a score and a turnover.
Stepping out to serve now for the Lady Jets will be Liliana Rice. Tiggy Marison checks in. Moranson checks in for Cumberland County. There's a spike again by Ivy Watson as she takes that one down. That was close to being that play that was called Tuesday night with that interference over the net, but they let it go that time.
Yes, it really was close. She's a real tall girl. She's really getting up there and protecting the net well. Service error there, though, by Rice to give the point to Livingston. Tatum Pendergrass stepping out to serve now for the Lady Wildcats as Kate Ford going to come in, replacing the libero, Calla Pierce, to play in the front row. So a little bigger lineup out there now as that one goes off Moranson. Cumberland County will play it across with Myers. Romines, that's Ford, who taps in the back row to the libero, Christian. And then the spike again by Ivy Watson. That's the best hit she's had tonight. That one just a free one right there, just waiting on it, and able to get up and get the kill. Yes, that was really well by her. She really got up and controlled it and put it in a spot that we weren't. And now Watson will serve for Cumberland County. This one played in the back row by Hall, tapped over by Burns, played by Moranson. Cumberland County will take it back across to Hall. This one right on top of the net, touched by Ford, tapped across by Ford. Moranson will dig it. Romines now to Burns. Bump set in the back row. Pierce will tap it across. Played back row by Rice. They'll set outside Moranson, swinging away, and that one's out. Was it touched? It was, as it went off the hands of Hall for the point for Cumberland County. Seems like we're having a lot longer volleys tonight between both teams. They're really hustling and being aggressive and keep the ball in play. Maybe we just thought it wouldn't be as intense tonight. The football team making their win. That's 60 guys. Might get a little rowdy in here tonight. Back row Pierce will take the serve. Burns taps across in two. Moranson to Myers. Tapped over by Moranson. She'll find the open floor there for the point for Cumberland County. So they found a couple of players able to find, not really hard kills all the time, but just finding spots to find the open floor. Yes, yes. Serve again by Watson. And Livingston can't get it back. So it's going to be a point for Cumberland County as they move in front 8-3 in this JV matchup. Again, Watson stepping out to serve. Before she does, though, a timeout going to be taken by Livingston Academy. They'll call it with Cumberland County leading 8-3. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back to Livingston Academy in just a moment.
Hey guys, this is Jason coming to you from Frontier Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 2350 Cookeville Highway, under new management. That is correct. Under new management here at Frontier Chevrolet. Guys, want to let you guys know about all the vehicles that we have on the lot right now. We have a big super savings event going on. And if you haven't noticed, we're giving back to the community. We had a turkey giveaway here on Thanksgiving. Be looking forward again coming around Christmas time.
Back after the timeout with Ivy Watson serving for the Lady Jets. Cumberland County leading 8-3. This JV matchup, the best 2 out of 3. Pierce. That one tapped up by Ford, tapped across by Anderson, saved there by Rice, but she can't control it. And the point going to go to Livingston Academy. So the Lady Wildcats get the point there, get the serve back, as Zoe Anderson will step out to serve. Trying to cut into this 8-4 lead now, and that's an ace for Anderson right over the top of the net, just catching that net cord and dropping in. Where were they Tuesday night? Where was this bunch Tuesday night? It would have been wild in here with Upperman. They'd have been here.
Thursday night meal.
That's it. Anderson just misses long over that back line, so the point goes back to Cumberland County. Lady Jets stepping out to serve. Back row played by Pierce. Romines will try to save it. Ford tries to tap it across with one hand, can't do so, and the point goes to Cumberland County. For the Lady Jets to serve once again. That's Allie Houston stepping out to serve. Those numbers, just like every other uniform, very hard to see on Cumberland County. Pierce, that one hits the roof. Romine's able to get to it. Anderson will take it across. Free ball here. Myers sets in the middle. That one dug by Anderson. Played across. No, it hit the roof by Romines and didn't get across, but a good dig there by Livingston. Just that roof coming into play and couldn't get it across. Houston to serve once again, just over the net and down, so works for one side, works for the other side now.
Yes, that tap off the top of the net, it'll kill you every time.
Houston gives her team the 7-point lead here in set 1. That one off the side of her hand, though, and into the net for the point for Livingston Academy, as they'll serve with Bella Burns stepping out to serve. I guess all of these are, Pierce is a sophomore, and everybody else a freshman out there for the Lady Wildcats. That one played across to Pierce. Romines outside Hall over the top, trying to catch the line. Oh, I think it did.
It's pretty close.
It was close. They said no. Coach Jenkins thought it did. Coach Dixon called it quickly down there, as Cumberland County gets Madeline Lanzalotta into serve for the Lady Jets. Lanzalotta, diving save by Pierce, played back across. Romines will tap it down to Livingston Academy, but she went under the net when she did so. Momentum of Adriana Romines trying to save that one just carried her underneath the net, and the call made by the official. 14-6 Cumberland County as Lanzalotta in the back row to Burns. Romines bump set outside to Hall over the top of the block, dug there by Rice. They'll set Rice, but she hits it right in the net off that set that was low from Jersey Myers. Nothing really she could do with it. And the point goes to Livingston as Tatum Pendergrass will check back in for the Lady Wildcats. Pierce to serve. Deep serve played there by Houston. Tapped over on 2. Pierce will play it. Romines does the same thing, but there to save it's Myers. This one tapped up. Romines with the left hand. Going to be dug by Christian. Now in the middle. Joust at the net, and Pendergrass will win that. Tatum Pendergrass blocking Tessa Hayes to get the point for the Lady Wildcats, and Tatum getting off the floor there for Livingston.
It was a really heads-up play by Tatum. She just got up there and protected.
I think I said that the libero was Christian. It's not. It's 35. It's Ava Seitner. Looked at the wrong roster. That's what I get for writing them down side by side with each other. That's the varsity roster that the libero will be wearing, but Ava Seitner will step out to serve now for Cumberland County. Played by Pierce. Romines. That one's across. Saved by Cumberland County. Tapped over, but Anderson is there. Hall. Dug by Rice, and then Cumberland County can't control it. What about that serve there by Ava Seitner? She kind of held her left hand up and then threw it up and hit it with the right hand. Got a little confusing, wasn't it?
The Cumberland County girls have always little something different like that. I can remember when I played, there was a couple girls that would do that.
Cumberland County hits it in the net as Jersey Myers plays that one in the net for the point for Livingston to cut into this lead now. 15-10 Cumberland County. We're in the JV matchup here between the Lady Wildcats and Lady Jets. Hall diving to save that one, can't do it. As good effort by both Hall and Pierce there for Livingston. Tapped over by Watson, trying to catch the line, and did a good job as Hall got a hand on it. Serve played by Hall. Romines, good concentration to stay with it. Anderson swinging away, will hit it long though. But one of the best hits that Livingston's gotten so far tonight.
Yeah, it's a good swing. It was close. She went down the line.
Serve, diving effort by Pierce, can't get to it. The ace there for Cumberland County's Jersey Myers. She'll serve again here for the Lady Jets. Myers takes that one in the net. Neither team can string together a long run of points here tonight. Cuts the lead back to 7 at 18-11. This JV matchup, the best 2 out of 3. Varsity will be best 3 out of 5 coming up later. Romines, deep serve. That's going to hit the line. Oh. That's twice that I've thought that they...
That one was closer than the other one.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely, and you can't listen to Coach Dixon. I'm not saying he's not an honest man, but if you get a chance to make a call, you're going to signal out every time on the other team's serve. Romines to Pierce. Pierce on the sideline. Houston will pop it up to Rice. Down the middle, Seitner. That's off the top of the net and back to the Cumberland County side.
It's a good back row attack by Calla. It looks good to be aggressive back there.
It'll be Kate Ford coming back in for Livingston. She'll replace Calla Pierce as Tatum Pendergrass to serve, and her serve goes into the net for the Lady Wildcats. Pierce coming right back in to replace Pendergrass. Ivy Watson stepping out to serve. Before she does, though, Tessa Hayes going to come in replacing Seitner. It's 20-12 Cumberland County here in game 1. Pierce takes that one across in one. Houston goes back the other way. Now Anderson will play it across to Moranson. Moranson taps over the top. Anderson will dig, but it goes off her arms and the wrong direction. The point going to go to Cumberland County.
Both teams are really just one hit and over. We're not really setting anything up and getting any hits right now.
Watson to serve once again. Hall will play this one on a good pass. Burns kind of misjudged it, plays it across and plays it out of bounds. Misjudged that one a little bit there. As now Watson to serve once again. This one goes off Pierce in the back row. And the point will go to Cumberland County to make it 23-12, 2 points away from set 1 here in this matchup. Just like that, they're leaving. What's up? I'll have to ask them tomorrow night. Back row Hall. Burns trying to play it, but too close to the net and can't get to it. And the point going to go to Cumberland County to set up set point here in the first set. Pierce, the pass to Burns. Bump set, Romines will take it across. Back row played by Rice. They'll tap it over in 2. Anderson will get there. Romines goes across to Houston. Houston now to Myers. Swinging away. Anderson will pop it up to Pierce. Anderson, good hit there to get the kill for the Lady Wildcats.
That was a great swing by her. She let that ball come over her shoulder and took her time and really laid it down.
Good swing there, going around the block of Cumberland County and holds off one set point here. Anderson deep in the back row. Seitner will pop it up and can't control that one. The point going to go to Livingston to cut it back to 10 now, 24-14. As Anderson serving for the first time in this matchup. Deep serve in the back row. That goes right through the hands of Rice, and the solid serve there from Anderson. Showing some power in her game that we didn't get to see her the other night. And
she's definitely making a difference tonight.
Back row again, but that's too long, and that's set 1 for Cumberland County as they win this JV matchup by 10 in set 1. It's Cumberland County 25, Livingston Academy 15. We'll have set 2 coming up in just a moment. Back for set 2 quickly as they didn't take much time between sets. Serve here played by Hall. Romines sets Anderson outside. Houston will tap it up. No, it's going to be Seitner to play it across. Back row. Pierce is there. Romines taps across now to Houston. Set here by Myers. Seitner hitting from the back row. Was it touched? It was. And the point going to go to Cumberland County.
Very aggressive look from her in the back row and off the block. Our back row players couldn't even get to it.
Barely scooting over the top of the net. Just catching the fingertips there of Livingston. Myers to serve. Just over the top of the net again. Diving effort by Burns, but can't get there. Seems like every serve is just either long or just barely getting over the net. Myers. Burns will play this one. Romines to Anderson. Deep back row and in for Zoe Anderson. Pretty placement there to hit it right over that back line. You talked about the other night how that they can get pulled in that way, and that's kind of what happened there, and she saw it and able to make them pay.
Yes, for sure.
Romines to serve once again. Adriana in the back row to Lanzalotta. Myers sets Watson, hits back row, trying to do the same thing, but hits it long and out of bounds, and the point to Livingston to tie it at 2 apiece. Romine serving once again. Good serve there. Popped up by Houston, but they can't get to it. Not a bad serve as it just got over the net. Just that spin got to drop down and couldn't control it. The point goes to Livingston to give them the lead 3-2 here in set 2. Romines again in the back row. Seitner can't control this one. It's out of bounds.
It's a good serve right there, taking it deep.
I guess the roof is a rule where you can play it off of it on your side. I guess the backboard for the goal is the same.
Yes, you can play the backboard. You can play the goal in general. You just can't play it off the wall or off bleachers.
Yeah.
We actually had one go in one time and pulled it out of the net.
You can play it out of the net?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like seeing that. Rice serving to Hall. Romines will save this one. Anderson takes it across to Seitner. Myers sets in the middle. Watson off the block of Anderson, popped up by Romines, and
4 hits.
4 hits on Livingston. Didn't call that first block by Pendergrass a block, just a hit, and that's 4 contacts, and the point goes to Cumberland County. Rice, back row Hall. Romines, high in the air to Hall. Over the top of the block, Cumberland County will dig it, but they'll take it out of bounds with Myers, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy, and they'll get the serve back.
Very good hit by her in the back row there. She really controlled it and just sent it over.
Tatum Pendergrass serving for the Lady Wildcats. Marinson to Myers. Seitner from the back row. Dug there by Pendergrass. That one bouncing all over the rafters. Romines keeps an eye on it, plays it across. Watson pops it up. That's right on top of the net. Forward trying to take it down, but just mistimed it a little bit as she was coming back down. She hit it into the net. Those high ones, the timing has got to be there, and that's something that just comes with playing time, isn't it?
Yes, and you get a little anxious seeing that ball coming right over and knowing what you could do with it.
Watson serves into the net to put Livingston back in front by 1, 6-5. Anderson to serve here for the Lady Wildcats. Back row, Rice Can't control that one, and the point goes to Anderson.
Looked like a little miscommunication right there on who was going to get that one.
And then nobody really took control of the pass, did they? Nobody came to it. There's a foot fault against Livingston Academy's Anderson. Don't see that too often. The Upperman coach the other night was arguing about that there should have been some called in that game. Did you notice that? The foot faults?
No, I didn't see any.
I didn't really see any, but she was wanting to get a call on one. Pierce to Romines. That's right on top of the net. And winning that battle is going to be Cumberland County's Tessa Hayes. Hayes able to get that one down. It's just a free ball there for the Lady Jets. Houston to serve once again. This one hit into the net for the point for Livingston. Cumberland County won set one, 25-15. They got off to a great start since then. Two teams play pretty even here, and Livingston leads 8-7 with Burns to serve here. Bella in the back row to Houston. Myers sets Moranson, taps over. Pierce is there, pops it up to Ford. Now Anderson will play it across. Houston in the back row. Myers bump set back to Hayes, and she hits it into the net. Trying to hit behind her kind of that time, and pulls it into the net for the point for Livingston Academy. Burns to serve once again. Bella has Moranson play this one. Myers sets her again, taps that one into the net. Couple of unforced errors here by Cumberland County as give Livingston a 3-point lead here in set two, 10-7. Bella Burns playing well on her serve. And just as I say that, she hits it in the net. That's it. That's it. But she did string together, 3 points on her serve there?
It's about one of the longest runs we've seen from either side tonight.
Moranson deep in the back row. Pierce can't control that one. The point going to go to Livingston Academy. Rather to Cumberland County as Livingston can't control it. The Lady Jets cut it back to 1 now here in set 2 at 10-9. Marenson to serve once again. Back row, Pierce. Good pass this time to Romine. She'll set Hall on the outside. Seitner will dig her in the back row. Myers back to Seitner. Back row, Burns. Romine's over her head, now to Hall. She'll bump it in the back corner and drop it in. Houston wasn't sure about playing that one.
Very good spot. It's what you have to do if you have to give them a free ball instead of a hit, you've got to at least put it in a place that's hard for them to get to. Just get them a little off their feet, and she didn't even go for that one.
Tatum Pendergrass comes back in for Livingston. Madeline Lanzalata checks back in for Cumberland County. Pierce, tough serve, diving. Houston will play it across. Romines taps it over. Seitner now to Myers. Outside they go to Rice, and she hits it in the net. Rice just didn't elevate enough to take that one over the top of the net that time, and the point goes to Livingston for the Lady Wildcats moving in front 12-9. Calla Pierce serving again for Livingston. Back row, that's an ace. Lanzalata may not have realized how far up on the playing floor she was, and Coach Dixon wants a timeout. He'll call it with Livingston leading by 4, 13-9 here in set 2. They won set 1, 25-15 to Cumberland County. Livingston trying to even it up here in set 2. Back after the timeout, Calla Pierce to serve for the Lady Wildcats as she'll put this one in play for Livingston. Pierce, back row, Lanzalata, can't control that one. And Livingston takes a 5-point lead now, 14-9. Here in this one, I don't think they put the point, they put it on the wrong side. At 13-10, should be Livingston. Now they've taken it off the board. Trying to fix it, I think. They didn't give him the point. Pierce, the serve again for Livingston. Deep in the back row, Houston with the pass back to Houston. Pierce trying the one-handed dig, can't get to it as Hayes set Houston in the back row. Now Watson coming back in, replacing Hayes for Cumberland County. Seitner stepping out to serve. Back row, Pierce. Romines to Pendergrass, who plays it across. Dug by Seitner. Myers to Watson off the block and down for the point for Cumberland County. Talked about in the varsity game the other night, sometimes you can use that block that way, and she was able to get high enough to be able to do that.
Yes, getting a big enough touch to change the direction and hitting it hard enough to where it gets a good bounce. I mean, we couldn't get that ball as over our heads, and that was really good play by her.
Romine's going to take it across. Lanzalata is there for Cumberland County. Myers sets Watson. Tapped up by Pierce. Burns with the pass to Romines. Plays it deep in the back row to Seitner. Myers, that's a bump set. Watson taps it over Pendergrass, but Watson is there. Romines back to Pierce, who hits it in the net. Calla is trying to take it around the block of Watson. Didn't get high enough to get over the top of the net. And watch this serve again. It really confuses me, and I'm sure it does the players out there.
Yes, she gets that hand up and leads with the left and hits with the right. It's a little confusing looking.
Yeah. Ace for Ava Seitner to tie the game at 13. Seitner will play it, will serve it again for the Lady Jets. Back row, Pierce. Romines back to Pierce. Just over the top of the net and down for the Lady Wildcats. Using that net to her advantage is Calla Pierce.
I feel like we've seen a lot of back row attacks tonight from our JV girls, and that's really showing some confidence and stuff because it's not an easy task to fill.
Myers going to set Watson, plays it with the left hand, but out of bounds. Now, Seitner wearing the pink libero uniform. Is it like a goalie to get to choose your color?
Yes, you do get to choose your color, and my freshman year, I actually had a pink one, a neon pink, and a neon yellow. So it doesn't really matter as long as it's a distinctive color off of your uniform.
I'd go kind of camouflage or something. It'll be stepping out to serve Jersey Myers here for, no, it's going to be Tessa Hayes for the Lady Jets. Those numbers hard to see. I think it is Myers. It's 7, not 4. And that's an ace for Jersey Myers. And the point for the Lady Jets to tie it at 15 for Cumberland County, trying to battle their way back in this game and win this one. Anderson pops it up. Pierce will save it. Anderson takes it across but hits it out of bounds, and Cumberland County moves in front by 1 now, 16-15. Myers serving once again, and that one doesn't come across. So that ties the game at 16 for Adriana Romines. Deep serve here, played by Seitner. Myers going to set Watson over the top of the block. Pierce with the dig round top of the net for Watson and down. Nothing that the team that made the pass can do with that when it's just right up there, just kind of set the table for her.
Yes, and she got up and used it and put it right down where it needed to be, right in the middle where nobody was.
Liliana Rice serving to Pierce. Romines bump pass to Anderson. Dug in the back row by Rice. Outside Moranson. Taps over with the left hand and down. Oh, smart decision there by Moranson. Just tap it with that left hand and get to the open floor. Puts them in front by 2 now. 18-16. The set is 25. You must win by 2. Rice hits that one into the net for the point for Livingston. A lot of unforced errors tonight. And you kind of expect that as they're just kind of learning as they go. Tatum Pendergrass to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. And she'll hit one in the net. Pierce coming back in, replacing Tatum. Watson stepping out to serve as Tessa Hayes comes back in. Watson, back row Hall. Romines taps across in 2. Watson with the pass to Myers. She sets Hayes in the middle. Taps off the block. Hall will play it, Ford will play it across, and there's a little indecision there as nobody called the ball, and it's going to drop for a point for Livingston.
That was a great job Ford getting up and protecting the net, and really made it hard on those two players to communicate and see who would get the ball.
Anderson, another good serve, goes off Seitner for the point. She served it pretty well for the Lady Wildcats tonight. They tied at 19. Anderson deep in the back row, and that's long. So it moves Cumberland County back in front now, 20-19. Allie Houston stepping out to serve. Her serve goes under the net. You always have to think when you hear certain names, if she's a sister to Abby Houston, who was very good up there.
I was thinking the same thing. I can't tell from up here appearance-wise.
I'm not too disappointed that Abby's graduated and went somewhere else. Seitner will pass it. Now Hayes will play it across to Pierce. Romines outside to Hall. Hall tries to catch the sideline, can't do so because she was really good.
Yeah, she was really good. I actually saw her at school the other day.
Oh. Moranson to serve. The back row to Pierce. Takes it across in one. Seitner will dive and save it. Tapped over by Myers. Now that one's tapped down by Hayes for Cumberland County. Boy, Myers just got enough of it to change the direction and get that one to drop.
That was a good hustle play and just a heads-up play. I mean, she probably didn't know what she was doing, but it did a great job.
And there's an ace by Tiggy Moranson for Cumberland County and move them in front by 3, 23-20. They're 2 points away from the game here as they won set 1, 25-15. Deep in the back row, Pierce. Now to Romines. Hall. Now Hall and Pierce. Nobody took charge there, and they both tried to hit at the same time, and it goes into the net. Set point here for Moranson. And that one catches the net. I thought it was going to kick over.
Yeah.
But
it almost had it.
Just enough to hold it on the Cumberland County side. Lanzalata coming back in. Cuts the lead down to 3 now, 24-21. Pierce. Back row.
Out.
Yep, that one was, I thought. And that will end it as Cumberland County wins this JV matchup in straight sets. They win set 1, 25-15, set 2, 25-21 to take the game, 2 sets to none. In the JV matchup, we'll come back. We'll have the varsity matchup with Livingston Academy and Cumberland County coming up in about 20 minutes.
Hello, friends. Are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. Queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down!
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The Best Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Livingston Academy as you are watching the Snow Shack volleyball game here on Overton Events. Happy to have you with us as we move to our varsity game. Cumberland County winning the JV matchup, but again, the intensity changes a lot from the JV to the varsity, doesn't it, Alex?
Yes, it definitely changes a lot, and those JV games are great, but all in all, they're building up for them to come play these varsity games, and that's really what we're here for, and it's what we're excited for.
Livingston, a couple of teams going kind of in different directions. Livingston Academy is 5-0. They have played some very good teams and got some good wins. Cumberland County, they're 0-3 overall. They're 0-2 already in the district. So if they lose tonight, they're digging a deep hole. But just kind of different directions. And Livingston just got to keep it going. They can't have a letdown after that big game on Tuesday night because they were as high as they have been all season.
Yes, and that Upperman game was amazing, and it started us off very well for the district. But no matter the schedule of the opponent before us and their wins and losses, volleyball is a sport of anybody can win on any day, and it's all about a mindset, confidence, and not taking anybody for granted.
Looking at the district's changed a little bit this season. Livingston Academy and Upperman, of course, still there. The two Cumberland County teams, Stone Memorial, Cumberland County. They've added Watertown, so a 5-team district now, and that makes it a little tougher to get out. In the last few years, it's only been 4, I believe. But now with 5, only two teams come out of the district, so that does change things, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely does, and with the addition of Watertown, I'm not sure how they are. I haven't heard anything about them, but I believe they're probably pretty good, and that might give some trouble to Cumberland County and Stone and maybe even us. I don't know.
Yeah, they've already played Cumberland County. I was talking to Coach Roger Dixon. He said that they look pretty good. I told him that I'd heard they were pretty good, and he said that they look pretty good against them. So they got the win against them. They've also played against Stone Memorial, their in-county rival. Stone beat them in a district matchup. Starters tonight for Livingston Academy: Kinley Webb, Hallie Mosley, Sydney Moffitt, Mally Carwile, Chloe Jenkins, and Cora Copeland. For Coach Christy Jenkins and the Livingston Academy Wildcats, 5-0 overall, 1-0 in district play. For Cumberland County, it is Layla Howard, Delana Inman, Danny Hassler, Mallory Woodard, also Carly Williams, and Anna Fusco. For Coach Roger Dixon, they're 0-3 overall, 0-2 in district play, and again, both teams dressed in the black. Livingston kind of going a little old school with those sleeves, with the stripes on the sleeves. That's kind of a little throwback there, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm a big fan of throwbacks, so I like those. Kinley Webb to get things started here for Livingston, dressed in the black with the blue numbers, the white trim, the white stripes on the sleeves. Cumberland County dressed in the black, the Columbia blue shoulders and the Columbia blue numbers. Livingston, the royal blue numbers. As Webb to serve here for Livingston to get us underway. Wasn't happy with that volleyball, so they'll change it up. Webb. First serve going to be played by the Lady Jets with the passes. Williams, they'll set in the middle, hit over the top of the block, but Mosley is there. Moffitt pushes it to the sideline. Save there by Cumberland County's Hassler. Then that one blocked by Copeland. It's back up in the air, tapped up by Cumberland County. They got it across to Mosley, and she'll put it down for the kill for the Lady Wildcats.
That was a great look by Hallie. If you notice, everybody really encroached on that block and the coverage, and it was great by Cumberland County to really be covering themselves, and Hallie just made them pay right over their heads.
Mosley with a big kill to get things started. Kinley Webb to serve now for Livingston. Webb, serve back row, tough play. The libero will play it. That is Williams, tapped over and down by Cumberland County. Has gained the kill there is Delana Inman for the Lady Jets, and they get their first point of the night. Stepping out to serve will be Carly Williams. Played by Moffitt in the back row to Webb. Back set, Copeland swinging away with the left hand and down for the kill off the arm of Williams. For Copeland, the sophomore, didn't have as big a game hitting the ball that you wanted on Tuesday night. Starts this one off well, though.
And we're starting strong both sides. Coming off weak side and strong side with two big hits.
Matea Daly in to serve now, along with Lainey Dishman. That serve can't be handled by Cumberland County as that goes off of Danny Hassler, and the point goes to Livingston to move them in front 3-1. Daly with the serve. Back row played by Hassler. Popped up in the air. Williams will move it over to Howard. Going to be dug by Webb right on top of the net. Popped up by Moffitt. Daly is there. Moffitt will take it across. Played there by Cumberland County. It'll be Williams setting outside for the spike attempt, which is down by Layla Howard. We talked about in the JV game the communication when two of the younger players didn't call it. You saw right there the veterans, they called that and took charge.
Yes, you really got to get there and not just call it once. You've got to be saying it over and over and over again. And they really do a good job at that, communicating those back row. And they've played together a long time. They're getting used to each other.
Dishman dug by Cumberland County, as that is Tessa Hayes on the dig for the Lady Jets. Webb pulls that out of the net. Tapped by Copeland, but dug over there on the far side by Howard. That's right, the net bounces over and gets across for the point for Cumberland County. That's one of those, just sometimes luck is on your side when it bounces just right off the net.
Yes, it was a hard bounce to play.
Serve here again, this one taken by Dishman. Webb bumps that outside Copeland. Dug in the back row by Christian. Outside now to Hayes, and she'll hit it right in the net. Came back to her, and that's going to be 4 hits on Cumberland County. Grace Christian, the libero, in for the Lady Jets, wearing the white jersey. Mia Hughes stepping out to serve, rather Chloe Jenkins stepping out to serve now for Livingston Academy. Back row, Christian will make the pass to Williams. Set in the back row, swinging away. Cumberland County dug by Daly. Dishman with the pass to Webb. They'll go deep in this near corner. Williams going to set Hayes. Hayes over the top of the block, dug by Jenkins. Webb pushes across, but good recovery there by Cumberland County. That set's going to be right on top of the net. Hughes will tap it, and Williams can't control it, as Mia Hughes had a good game on Tuesday night there at the net. Continues it here tonight against Cumberland County.
Yes, her net defense has been really incredible the other night, and she's already starting to show a little bit of that tonight too.
Jenkins, back row serve to Christian. They'll set outside. That's close to the net, but Hayes able to get to it. Webb pops it right on top of the net. Kinley will dig Hayes again. Daly to Dishman. Hayes another dig. They'll tap over, and it'll drop. Pretty move there by Layla Howard. Little slip screen to get it over the top of that defense and drop it in for the point for the Lady Jets. Christian to serve as Moffitt comes back in for Livingston Academy. Replacing Jenkins. Left-handed serve from Christian. Sails long. I believe that's the first left-handed serve I've seen this season, as J.C. Garrett coming in, replacing Cora Copeland, and J.C. will serve. Garrett. Back row, Christian. Tapped up by Williams. They'll set outside for the kill, which is down by Cumberland County. And getting that one is Layla Howard.
It was a good swing and a good look at that outside line. Just really hard place to cover, and she put it there.
Cutting it around the block and dropping it in as Anna Fusco is checked in for Cumberland County. Howard in the back row to Moffitt. That's close to the net. Webb will tap it across. Williams is there. Hayes on the outside hits it into the net. Don't see very many of them playing both JV and varsity, but Tessa Hayes, she's out there for the Lady Jets. Mally Carwile and Hallie Mosley coming back in. Daly and Dishman going to sit down. Carwile. Back row, Christian. Howard. Back set to Hayes. Bounces over the net and down. So Tessa Hayes getting the benefit of that net to drop it over for the point. Danny Hassler coming back in to serve for Hayes. Back row, Garrett. On top of the net, tapped down by Fusco.
Really smart play by her. There was nobody there, and going up against Kinley on that battle, she's not really got the height that compared to her that she needs, and so she just put that right over her head.
Deep serve, back row, and an ace for Cumberland County. That formation they have when they start on this serve, they kind of are all in just a little cluster right there at the 10-foot line. Hassler. Back row, Carwile to Webb. Quickly to Hughes, and she's blocked by Fusco. Anna Fusco with the block there for Cumberland County to move them in front by 2 now, 9-7 off the serve of Hassler, and she takes it into the net. Jenkins coming back in, replacing Hughes. Sydney Moffitt to serve for Livingston, all the way over on that far side of the service area. Back row, Christian. Outside set to Williams, and she hits it out of bounds. Carly Williams hit that one long. Got to change the perception a little bit when you serve from a completely different area from what they're used to.
Yeah, it definitely does. And Sydney was always a really good spot server, and I'm going to bet that's what she's doing tonight.
Moffitt with the dig. Outside, Mosley swinging away. Christian with the dig. Moffitt is there. Webb going to set in the middle to Jenkins. Dug by Hassler. That's on top of the net. Tapped over. Webb will play it to Moffitt. Moffitt bump set behind her to Mosley. Dug there by Williams. Outside, they'll go to Inman. And a catch going to be called on Delana Inman. We saw that in the first couple of games we've done, and it continues here tonight. Moffitt puts Livingston in front by 1, 10-9 here in set one. This one popped in the air by Christian. Hassler will make the pass now, where it'll be played across by Howard. Webb, back set, Jenkins swinging away, blocked though by Fusco.
It's a very good look. Those are actually called a slide, where your middle runs behind your setter and with a back set, and it really gets the defense off balance and struggled to block, but she got there and she got up and put both hands on it and completely stopped that ball.
Moffitt over the top of the block. Fusco is there. The pass can't get to Inman, though, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy to move them back in front by 1. At 11-10 is J.C. Garrett going to sit down. Kinley Webb back to serve, so Livingston starts their second rotation serving here. 11-10, Lady Wildcats in front by 1. Hassler diving in the back row. Good save there by Howard, taken across by Cumberland County. Webb, back set Copeland, tapped over, and she got in the net. Could see that happening, that momentum carrying her as the ball just kind of kept fading away from her and had to reach out for it and got in the net. Williams stepping out to serve. Back row, Moffitt. Webb will set Mosley outside. That's off the block. Dug by Cumberland County. That's a good job by Howard. Outside Inman over the top of the block to Carwile. Webb, back set Copeland. Got a swing on that one, but Inman is there to dig it. Back to Inman on the Howard set, and she'll hit it out of bounds. Smart decision to try to go that way. Just couldn't keep it in bounds on the play. Carwile and Mosley going to leave. Daly and Dishman coming back in. Matea stepping out to serve with Livingston leading again by 1, 12-11. Daly played by a new player out there for Cumberland County. That one's dug by Moffitt. Webb outside Dishman, cuts around the block. Oh, that's pretty from Laney Dishman. That little cut around the left of that block to drop it in the open floor.
That's something that Laney's really good at, going around that block and utilizing it to the best of her abilities, and she gets a lot of kills that way.
Mallory Woodard out there for Cumberland County. Deep serve here to Hassler. Williams right at the net, just punches across. Moffitt with the pass to Jenkins on the front row. Now Hassler will play it just over the net and down. Good touch there from Danny Hassler to get the point for Cumberland County. Hayes going to come back in replacing Hassler. Chance to tie it here on the Inman serve for the Lady Jets. Just pops it over the net to Dishman. Out of Webb. Back set Copeland. They're going to call the catch on Webb. Haven't seen that on Livingston too much this season, but now they get Kinley for that one there. They tied at 13. Inman. Good serve back row to Daly. Webb bump set now to Copeland over the top of it in front of Williams for the point for Livingston on the kill by Copeland.
That was a really good set and a really good kill by Cora, coming over the shoulder and just putting it in play.
Jenkins to serve once again for Livingston. They move back in front by 1, 14-13. Back row Christian. Saved there by Woodard. Played across by Williams. Daly to Webb again right at the net. Blocked. Webb will pop it up. Daly is there to tap it across to Christian. Williams. Back set they'll go for the kill. Was it touched? It was. As Cumberland County gets the kill there for the Lady Jets, Layla Howard. 14-14 here in set one. Best of 5 in this district matchup. Christian, left-handed serve, back row to Webb. Moffitt, bump set to Dishman at the 10-foot line. Dug by Christian in the back row. Fusco trying to make the pass, but Hayes can't get to it. And the point going to go to Livingston Academy to move them back in front. J.C. Garrett coming back in to serve. Sophomore. Goes back line to Christian. Williams. Bump set in the back row to Christian. Left-hander taps it over, but Webb is there. Dishman to Hughes to tap it over the top of the block. Howard outside Hayes had to reach back to get to that one. Daly can't control it though. It's a good effort there by Tessa Hayes, just reaching all the way behind her to be able to play that one. Layla Howard stepping out to serve for the Lady Jets. Trying to put them in front here in set one. Moffitt, that's around the net, and Livingston wins that battle. Hughes out battling Fusco there at the net to get the point for Livingston.
That really helped Moffitt right there with Hughes coming up and protecting her like that. And sometimes you're not going to make a perfect pass, but you got to hope that your front line's really going to help you out and protect you.
Carlisle serving for the Lady Wildcats just over the net to Inman in the back row. Howard sets Fusco and she can't get that one across, as again she had to reach behind her to try to play that one. Carlisle to serve for Livingston. She'll play this one in the back row to Christian. Off her hands as she wasn't ready for it, and the point going to go to Livingston Academy. As the Lady Wildcats get the point to go ahead 18-15 now here in set one. Williams, dug in the back row by Carlisle. Way up outside Mosley, swinging away and down for the Lady Wildcats. Couple of kills here in this first set for Hallie Mosley, as again she just cuts it around the block.
She's really came out hitting well this game and putting it down. It's real short, and she's doing a good job getting off the floor and getting up there and getting that ball.
Carlisle serving again for Livingston. Back row to Williams. That's on the Livingston side. Hughes with a chance to play off a blocker. It did. That's a point for Livingston Academy. Yeah, the shorter it goes down, the higher you are, I would think, on those spikes.
Yes, I actually think they called a no-touch on that.
Oh, they did. It was out of bounds, so went off the net. They said Hassler in the back row to Garrett. Way up. Going to set Mosley again, reaching back to swing away at that one, but hits it about a foot long over the back line. 19-17, the Livingston lead is 2. Hassler now to Carlisle. Way up, going to set Hughes, taps over the block, but Williams is there. Inman dug in the back row by Moffitt on a diving effort. Way up sets Mosley over the top of the block and out. Missed again by just inches that time to get the point for Cumberland County.
That was a great dig by Moffitt back there.
She dives everywhere as this serve goes in the net. And it seems each time she dives, well, 8 out of 10 times she dives and gets those plays, you're able to do something with it when she gets there.
Yes.
Moffitt. Serve to Christian. Williams to Fusco. Taps over the block. Webb with the dig. Hughes over the block to Williams. Fusco with a set Williams. That's blocked. Dug though by Livingston. Out of bounds though by Carlisle. Kind of like what Bill Russell used to always say. You're probably too young to remember Bill Russell in the NBA, but he said anybody can block shots. It's whether you can block them or you can do something with them after you get them blocked, and that's kind of what that is.
Yes, it definitely is like that.
Webb in the middle to Jenkins over the top of the block, and Woodard can't control it, and the point goes to Livingston Academy. It's a battle here in set one, 21-19. The Livingston lead is 2 as Cora Copeland comes back in, replacing J.C. Garrett. Webb. That serve floating, but catches the line on the far side. That's tough to decide on, isn't it? When it just keeps floating and then kind of dropping. It's like a knuckleball going down through there.
Yes, it is. And most of the time with those types of serves, you've just got to take it.
And they call a timeout. This Cumberland County, 22-19. The Lady Wildcats leading over the Lady Jets. As we'll take a break with them. We're in set 1 of this best 3 out of 5 matchup in this district matchup between Cumberland County and Livingston Academy. Back after the timeout called by Cumberland County. Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Back row played by Hassler. Howard set in the middle to Inman. Tapped over the top of the block and down. That's a pretty play by Delana Inman, just knowing where everybody's at on the floor.
Just a little bit of miscommunication by us in that play.
Williams serves to Carlisle. That's on top of the net. Tapped down by Woodard, but tapped out of bounds by Woodard. Oh, she missed a golden opportunity there, and that point moves Livingston to within 2 points of set one. Daly to serve for Livingston. Matea in the back row to Hassler. Williams sets Howard outside, pounds it off the block, tapped over by Copeland. Christian will play this one. Now to Woodard. Woodard outside Inman. Free ball for Livingston. What we got, 4 hits on Cumberland County. I'll be honest, I lost count.
I did too. That was great coverage though by Hughes and Copeland up there, or I guess that's Jenkins and Copeland.
Daly serving for set one. Hassler in the back row to Williams. Bump set to Inman, hits it in the net, and Livingston wins set one, 25-20 over Cumberland County as they take the 1-0 lead. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Puckett's Furniture, Highway Tire, Jerry's IGA, Gary Maxwell Insurance, First Church of Livingston, Livingston Regional Hospital, Bullseye Security, Livingston Dairy Queen, Livingston Family Healthcare, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Overton County News, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, R&M Family Pharmacy, Maynard's Auto Sales, Wascon Incorporated, Lucky Red Stables, Willow Grove Marina, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, Frontier Chevrolet, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Muscle Factory, Lewis and Kathy Oakley, Smith's Septic Service, Livingston Dance Studio, Highway 111 Deli, Farm Bureau Insurance, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, People's Bank and Trust, and Milton Rains and Family. Pretty good set one there between these two teams as Livingston wins 25-20. But it seemed like it was really a whole lot closer than that throughout the entire game. Livingston comes away with a 5-point win, but most of the time it was 2, 3, 1 all the way through there.
Yes, most of the time it was point for point, back and forth, or every 2 for 2. It was just back and forth game, and I don't think that's really what our girls expected coming out, and sometimes that happens. It's a game of anybody can win.
Just who gets hot on a serve or on the net. There's many different areas that you can get hot in volleyball. It's not just like shooting a basketball or hitting home runs or throwing touchdowns. There's so many different ways that you can find a way to get hot and help your team.
Yeah, so it's definitely a game of runs, and a lot of times you have that time in between to think about it, and that can kill you sometimes. The other team's on a run. It really puts a damper on your own game.
You played here 4 years. Best place other than here to go play volleyball?
Stone Memorial, but pre-COVID Stone Memorial. We used to play in their auxiliary gym, and it's tiny, but it was packed everywhere. They brought a huge student section, and it was loud. And that's early on. They were really good. It was us and them in the district, and they always brought a fun game, and it almost always went to 5.
Oh, that surprises me a little bit. But I know one thing, in the new gym at Stone Memorial, if you hit the roof in there, you're trying, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. You're not doing that by accident.
Cumberland County to serve to start set 2. It'll be Carly Williams stepping out to serve for the Lady Jets. She's joined out there by Hassler, Christian, Howard, Woodard, and Hayes that's Inman for Cumberland County. Webb to Jenkins, has to bump that one over to Inman. Williams outside to Inman, swinging away, blocked, but dug by Woodard. Garrett will play it to Webb. Webb outside Mosley with the big swing, but hits it out of bounds. For Livingston, it's Webb, also Jenkins, Mosley, Garrett, Moffitt, and Carlisle starting for the Lady Wildcats, and I think they called a touch on that one, did they?
In the net, number 2.
Net call against Cumberland County will give Livingston the point to move them in front 1-0. And now the Lady Wildcats will have their first serve of set 2. Webb stepping out to serve. Kinley, back row. Hassler can't control that one. It's out of bounds as you're watching Snow Shack Livingston Academy Volleyball here on Overton Events on this Thursday afternoon. A couple more big events coming up here on our YouTube and Facebook channels. We'll tell you about those after this serve from Webb. Back row, they go to Hassler. Now to Williams. Williams outside Howard. Off the block. Dug, though, by Carwile. Webb back set to Copeland. They're going to call the catch on Kenley Webb. So they continue making that call to the up-top officials. Each group has called that. So I guess, again, that's something they've been told to really watch this year.
Yes, normally our district is pretty strict on, well, our referees in our district, they're pretty strict on the two hands calls, and Kinley, luckily, is now a veteran setter for us. She's set, I guess, since her sophomore year, and she's done a great job, and she's improved tremendously over the last few years.
Mosley plays that one off the block to get the point for the Lady Wildcats. Daly and Dishman coming back in for Livingston. High school football tomorrow night on the 25th of August. Livingston taking on Whites Creek in a home game at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That one tapped up by Williams. They're going to call the catch on her. Then Saturday morning we'll have coverage of Overton County Outlaws football here on Overton Events. That'll be at 8:30 on August the 26th. Saturday morning, Overton County taking on Cumberland County in youth football. Daly serving once again. Yes, it does start at 8:30 in the morning on Saturday. Back row, Inman swinging away, but hits it in the net. She's probably hitting from, 16 feet from the net there in the back row?
Yes, it's a very nerve-wracking but efficient way to attack.
Daly, the serve once again for Livingston. Matea deep in the back row. That's in. It's a pretty serve, a little rainbow from Matea Daly, just dropping right behind Christian and Moranson to get the point for the Lady Wildcats. Livingston in front 6-1 here in set 2. Back row, Christian will take charge of that one. Outside, Moranson. That one's going to go over the net and down. Just catching the net cord and kicking over. Fusco going to check back in, replacing Christian. Woodard going to step out to serve. Woodard, back row. That one's long. There's the third one I've seen from Cumberland County with that left hand up in the serve. Jenkins to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Chloe, back row, played there by Howard. Williams going to go back to Howard. Taps it off over the top of the block as Dishman just able to get a fingertip on it. And that might have kept it away from Kenley Webb on that diving effort.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to get a touch, but occasionally that back row player is ready to get that ball, and it really distracts you a little bit.
Howard hits that one long. The point goes to Livingston as Garrett will step in. Has to be really frustrating if you're diving and the knees hit.
Yeah, so I've full-fledged dive very many times when a little misdirection gets me.
Moffitt bumps that back to Dishman, swinging away and just out for Laney Dishman. As that one misses long, that'll let Danny Hassler check in for Cumberland County. 8-4, the Livingston lead here in set 2. Lady Wildcats won set 1, 25-20. Back row, Garrett, Webb. Outside tried to hit Dishman. Laney able to save that one over the net. Howard outside Inman over the top of the block. Free ball here for Jenkins. Back to Inman, but she hits it into the net. They've had some opportunities, just haven't been able to capitalize as Cumberland County there at the net. Mosley and Carwile checking back in. Daly and Dishman leaving for Livingston Academy. Carwile, back row off Christian. Can Hassler get to it? She does, but can't do anything with it. That's good hustle, though, by Danny Hassler.
It was a very good effort.
That takes a lot of effort because you know in the back of your mind there's about a 90% chance you're not going to be able to do anything with it.
That 10%, though, that's the best feeling. Yeah,
when it happens. Carwile, ace there. Nobody touched that one as that's clean for O'Malley Carwile.
A beautiful serve.
Again, kind of like they do on their serve, there's a lot of open space right there in the middle of the floor if you can drop it in. And Coach Roger Dixon wants a timeout. Livingston's taking a 7-point lead, 11-4 here in set 2. We'll take a break with them back in just a moment.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Back after the timeout, Mally Carwile to serve for the Lady Wildcats. As Carwile trying to extend this 7-point lead for Livingston. Inman will play it to Howard. Back set. Williams over the top of the block. Moffitt is there to save it to Hughes. Garrett now will push it, but there is Fusco. Taps it over. Webb will play it up. Garrett now to Carwile across to Cumberland County. Quick push there, diving effort by Carwile, but they can't pull it out of the net, and the net's going to be called on Livingston as Hughes got into it trying to say, oh, wait a minute. They're going to call this against Cumberland County. Pretty heated discussion there between the official and Coach Dixon.
I think he was wanting a catch call off that hit from Kinley, but your first hit's kind of hard to call that since your first hit can be anything. There's no two hands, no catches.
Carwile hits that serve in the air. Good effort by Moffitt, tried to get to it.
That missed everything.
Missed everything. Outside Inman swinging away, dug by Garrett. Webb. And they're going to call a catch on Kinley Webb.
I'm not sure how much I agree with that one.
I'm not sure how that ball got through the rafters.
I don't either. That went through about 4 rafters and dodged the flag.
Yeah. And we talk about that 10%. That was it right there. Moffitt with the pass to Webb. Webb outside Mosley swinging away and in for Hallie Mosley. She continues to hit it well for the Lady Wildcats. Garrett now to Moffitt to serve for Livingston. Moffitt just over the top of the net. Christian is there but can't control it. Pretty serve from Sydney Moffitt. Puts Livingston in front by 7. Moffitt right back to Christian. She'll pass to Howard. Howard back set Inman, tapped over it. Webb is there. Moffitt in the back row. Carwile swinging away. Dug by Hassler. Williams sets Christian in the back row. Dug by Garrett. Webb in the middle to Jenkins. Jenkins dug by Hassler in the back row. Howard outside Inman. She just has to knuckle it across. Carwile now to Webb. Webb outside Mosley reaching back. That one's dug, but they can't control it. Another kill for Hallie Mosley for the Lady Wildcats.
Hallie's having a really good night. She's had a lot of consistent hits, and she's just really putting it in play.
Moffitt to serve once again for Livingston. Sydney. Jump serve. Back row Christian. Howard takes charge. Back to Christian on the high pass. Carwile there with the dig. Webb taps it over the block, but Woodard is there. Howard outside Inman. Inman going down the line or right down the front row and drops it in. That's a pretty shot.
Yes, it was, and Hallie crept a little bit up, expecting for a touch off that block, and she just put it right over her head.
That's what tendencies will do to you, and as
yes,
Williams
it will.
serves it back row to J.C. Garrett. Webb back set Jenkins right on top of the net and down. Chloe Jenkins fired up with the kill for the Lady Wildcats. Kind of a shoot set there, wasn't it?
Yes, it's called a slide, and it did exactly what it needed to right there. They couldn't get a blocker over there in time, and so there was no touch on that ball.
15-7, the Livingston lead is 8. Webb to serve again. Hassler plays it back row to Williams. Outside Howard, she'll push it across to Webb, and Mosley going to hit. Williams will dig her in the back row, though. Howard to Woodard, and that doesn't make it across. The one thing we talk about rule changes they've changed, and they've changed the rule on the ace, haven't they? Now, if there's one touch, it's still called an ace.
Yes,
it doesn't have to be clean.
still a one touch.
Webb. Back row Hassler through her hands, but Christian is there to back her up. Williams, free ball for Moffitt. Webb to Copeland. Dug in the back row by Williams. Now to Howard. Woodard will tap it over the block, but Copeland is there, back on the Cumberland County side. Howard outside Inman over the top of the block. Mosley's there to pop it up to Carwile. Back to Mosley, who'll tap it over. Back row Christian, that's going to be close to the net. Williams going to push to the back corner, but Carwile gets there. Way up outside Mosley, and that one is just out for Hallie Mosley, but a touch called on Cumberland County, so Mosley will get the point for the Lady Wildcats.
That was a good effort, and you can see that hit by Copeland was actually from the middle when she plays weak side, and it's kind of a stacked hit where that ball's going up and they're expecting Chloe to hit it, and then from behind here comes Cora, and it's another great way to avoid blocks.
Way up in the back row, Christian played one close to the out-of-bounds line. Williams now to Howard. Carwile to Webb. Shoots that to Copeland. Off the block, Hassler will dig it. Williams back set Howard. Goes to Moffitt. Webb. And they're going to call a catch again on Kinley Webb. Saying the hands on there at separate times is the motion that he gave to Kinley as she looks in disbelief at the official. Inman serve in the back row to Moffitt. Webb will bump set this one to Mosley. Mosley dug back row by Christian. Williams sets Howard over the top of the block, but Moffitt is there. Carwile to Mosley. Back row Christian is there. Howard quick shoot across the net. Good job by Moffitt and Carwile being there. Woodard taps it over, but Mosley will get to it. Webb bump set to Jenkins. Christian taps it across. Moffitt is there. Webb outside Mosley, swinging away and off the block and down. Hallie Mosley is having a game for the Lady Wildcats.
That was a great rally to win right there, just going back and forth, and we were winning it all through, but to have that solid kill right at the end by Hallie Mosley, it just makes you feel good.
Mosley and Carwile going to sit down. Daly and Dishman will come in replacing them as Livingston's taking a 10-point advantage, 18-8. Daly in the back row to Moranson back in. They'll set her over on this near side, dug by Moffitt. Webb going to set Dishman, swinging away and just misses long, does Laney Dishman. No blocker that time. Does that kind of change things a little bit as they kind of just let that one be free? Woodard in the back row to Moffitt. Webb will have to get to this one right at the net. It's on top of the net and down by Cumberland County. Fusco going to get that one. No player there for Livingston, so it's clean and the point for the Lady Jets. Woodard just over the net to Daly. Webb sets Copeland. Taps it over to Woodard. Williams now to Fusco. Back row Daly pops it up in the air. Moffitt will get there. Jenkins, free ball for Cumberland County all the way on the back line to Williams. Howard now sets Fusco. She's dug by Moffitt. Webb now to Dishman. That's off the block, and they can't get it back. Got to give Cumberland County some credit, though. They've had some good blocks tonight for the Lady Jets.
They're really getting up in the front row, and that's kind of, I think, why we ran a little bit more tricky stuff, trying to get them off of our block a little bit.
Copeland able to swing through that one, and Cora goes around the block to get that one down for the point. Pretty place for it, too, there in that back row where not much can be done with it. 19-11, the Livingston lead is 8. As Copeland coming back in for the Lady Wildcats, rather Hughes coming back in for the Lady Wildcats. Jenkins, the serve for Livingston. Back row they go to Christian. Bad pass there off that serve, and that's an ace for Chloe Jenkins. Livingston lead is 9, 20-11 here in this matchup as Jenkins to serve once again. Back row, ace again for Chloe Jenkins. She's done that the last couple of games, couple of nights as well. Her serve, it seems to have been one of the ones that's got them on a roll.
Yes, she's kind of got that top spin going on and making it drop right in front of you.
Jenkins trying to catch the corner, but that one sailed on her a little bit and out of bounds. As she tried to place that one, I think. Sydney Moffitt coming in to replace Jenkins. Cumberland County to serve with Howard. In the back row, that's through the hands of Webb for the point for Cumberland County. Layla Howard serving. To Moffitt. Webb. Back set to Dishman. They're going to call the catch again.
He's really, later in this game, started being a little more picky on it. I think Kinley's had a little bit worse than that tonight.
21-14. The Livingston lead is 7. Daly pops that one up in the air. Moffitt now to Dishman. Dishman in the back row to Christian. Howard back set to Williams, and she pushes in the corner. She saw it open up, and just that two-hand push found the open floor.
That was a very good, very smart idea for her.
They just took one step, and she was looking right at it, and and it's pretty good to be able the way he's called that. That's one that you can call that double contact dunk.
Yes, I thought that definitely was.
Hughes bump set to Moffitt, hitting from the back row, dug by Howard. Williams sets Howard. Played by Daly. Might have played one out of bounds, and Cumberland County will get the point. I think Matea realizes that now. The point goes to the Lady Jets to cut this back to 5 at 21-16. Howard again in the back row to Daly. Webb outside Copeland. Over the top of the block and down for Cora Copeland. When they don't send anybody, it becomes a whole lot easier, and Christian couldn't control that one off the well-hit left-handed shot by Cora Copeland. Garrett serving. Back row, ace for J.C. Garrett. Now that's one of those that wasn't touched. And Cumberland County going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. We're in set 2. Livingston won set 1, 25-20. They lead in set 2, 23-16. Back after the timeout, Livingston 2 points away from closing out set 2 as J.C. Garrett trying to serve it for the Lady Wildcats. Inman with the pass to Howard. Punched across by Fusco. Webb outside Dishman around the block and down for Laney Dishman, and she's got to feel good about that one, as it's been a little frustrating for Laney so far tonight, but gets the kill there.
Yeah, she really needed a good hit, and she just found her one.
J.C. Garrett to close it out here if she can with this serve. Garrett, the sophomore, drops it to Inman. Howard, outside Williams. That push is not there this time. This time as Dishman is there. Webb goes back to Dishman, swinging away, but hits it long. Actually wide that time, and the point to Cumberland County is Danny Hassler going to come back in and serve. 24-17. Livingston can win this one on defense here if they can hold this serve of Hassler and get it across. Moffitt, diving effort. Webb with the bump set to Dishman over the top of the block. Hassler with the dig. Howard outside Inman. Free ball for Daly in the back row. Webb to Hughes at the net, and I don't know if Fusco got a piece of that or if Mia just kind of mistimed her hit there.
I think she was expecting something a little shorter and had a little mistimed jump there.
And the service error is going to give Livingston set 2. Lady Wildcats win this one 25-18 to take a 2-0 lead over Cumberland County. Let's take a moment again to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Milton Raines and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, Smith's Septic Service, Lewis and Kathy Oakley, Maynard's Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, Puckett's Furniture, Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Frontier Chevrolet, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, E.B. Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, and Wascon Incorporated, our sponsors here on Overton Events. Livingston, they did this to Upperman on Tuesday night, got the 2-0 lead in the district matchup. Upperman able to come from behind, but Upperman a little different team than Cumberland County.
Yes, I definitely think that this third set is always the most difficult because you're ready to get that win, but you get a little laid back. You can't help it. That's just human nature. And again, especially against a team like this is definitely one that they could sneak up on.
And Coach Jenkins calling the official down to ask him about those catches there that has been called against Livingston. There's been several tonight. That has kind of slowed the pace a little bit for the Lady Wildcats.
Yes, and those are pretty rare for Kinley to do. I mean, of course, every setter has a mess up, but like I said, she is a veteran, and she has been doing this a long time, and she has some pretty amazing hands.
Webb to serve to start this one for Livingston. Webb, Hughes, as Moffitt comes in to replace Hughes. Carwile, Copeland, Jenkins, and Mosley for the Lady Wildcats. Webb to serve this one. Trying to get their second sweep of a team this week, as that one Christian can't handle it. Williams diving to try to save it. They swept Gordonsville on Monday night and 1-4 against Upperman on Tuesday night. Now here trying to make it a 3-0 week for the Lady Wildcats and stay unbeaten and go to 6-0. Webb, back row Williams. Howard, bump set to Woodard. Tapped in the back row to Moffitt. Webb, back set Copeland with a big swing, but off the block and down by Cumberland County. Woodard and Inman combined for that block for the Lady Jets.
That was a great block by them, and they really moved their hands to get that ball from Cora Copeland. And her hard swing really made it hard for us to recover.
Carly Williams to serve for Cumberland County. Back row to Carwile. Webb, outside Mosley. Winding up with that one, dug by Christian, but off the roof. Oh, I love that.
That
Mosley.
was a big swing.
She just reached back and put something on that one, didn't she?
Yeah, she definitely did. That was a hard hit.
Carwile leaving, Mosley leaving, Daly and Dishman coming back in as they've got this rotation working as Livingston Academy, and seems like everybody produces something positive for them almost every match that we see. And that serve from Daly, Christian can't handle, and the ace for Matea Daly.
Something I really like about this lineup is no matter the night, I mean, we'll say Laney hasn't had a night like she had against Upperman the other night, and Hallie's really stepped up. And I feel like we've seen that with every player. One night they've got it, and then another night it's somebody else. You really don't have a star of the show with this team.
Woodard swinging away. Moffitt with the dig. Daly to Dishman. Taps over the block, but Woodard is there. Howard tries to go over the top, but Webb will find it. Moffitt bump set to Copeland. Copeland dug by Christian. Played there by Hassler. Christian taps it back row. Daly will play that one now to Moffitt. Copeland swinging away and down. Oh, that's pretty from Cora Copeland.
We're just really making it click right now and getting a lot of good hits.
What about that back row set from Sydney Moffitt? I don't know if Cora expected it to be there, but when it was, you could just see her eyes light up.
Yes. That was exactly what Cora wanted.
Daly gives Livingston the 4-1 lead, trying to extend that here. Does the senior? Back row Hassler. Williams to Woodard. Dishman there for Livingston. Webb sets Dishman off the block and down. Laney with the kill for the Lady Wildcats.
It's a great job by her utilizing that block and going right through it.
Daly to serve once again. Goes deep back row. Howard with the pass to Williams. Back set Inman. Webb with the bump dig. Moffitt bump set to Copeland, swinging away again and down again. Cora Copeland just cutting it around Delana Inman for the kill for Livingston. How do you, when you make that cut, she's lined up like she's going to hit it dead in the far right back corner, cuts it back to this side. How do you change your body motion to do that? There's an ace by Daly.
Sometimes it's shoulders, but a lot of these girls who do cut the ball so well, they actually use their hand more. And so you're turning your wrist one way or turning your wrist the other way. And Cora's doing a great job of that tonight. She's very difficult to read, and they're having a very hard time.
Daly to serve once again. Middle of the floor to Hassler. Williams to Inman behind her. Taps over the block to Webb. Moffitt outside Copeland going to the hot hitter, but Cora hits this one long. That's a smart decision by Sydney Moffitt. We talk about setters being quarterbacks. She knew who had the hot hand, and she was going back to her.
Yes, and those opportunities where Sydney Moffitt has been setting the ball, she has a great mindset. And a lot of times our back row players know a lot about setting because we get to watch it. And she does a great job of placing it and thinking like a setter.
Something wrong at the scorer's table here.
I think maybe a rotation problem.
To be honest, you watch these and I wouldn't know whose turn it is because it's not like where it used to be out in the backyard. You're playing, you stay in those sticks and you just move through. They're moving everywhere.
Yes, you just have to start in those spots between each serve, and that's why you see a lot of these girls bunching up like this in the front. And Upperman last night, they do a lot. They do their little handshakes and they swap, and it's to keep your players where you want them and in their best spot, but it is very confusing if you don't know what you're doing and you're making a lot of changes to your rotation, and I think that's what's happened to them.
So it's not going to be Williams serving. It's going to be Inman to serve. So is it written down, the serving order?
Yes, you start out, and it's written with just numbers. You'll have an order. You start position 1 is the serving, and then you go through the front row, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is in the back center of the floor, and so you number it that way.
So that's what the official, when he actually goes out there on the floor and looks and
yes,
kind of points,
he's
writing
doing
it down.
And then the floor judge, which I know we didn't have one the other night, that's their job, is to watch the rotation. And sometimes the head judge will notice it, but most of the time the floor judge is in charge of rotation.
Copeland off the block, dug there by Webb for Livingston. Hughes sets Copeland, taps over the top of it to Christian, middle Woodard. Dishman there to save for Livingston. Back set to Copeland, and she'll hit it into the net with a point for Cumberland County.
Looks like she just got that off the side of the hand. She kind of looked at it like, what happened?
Moffitt checking back in for Livingston. She'll replace Chloe Jenkins. Jump serve with the left hand. Dishman trying to tap it up off the diving effort by Webb, diving effort by Moffitt, and Coach Christy Jenkins got to be happy. On a serve, 2 people diving on the floor, just effort from her team.
Yes, I mean, that's the most important thing. If it's going to hit the floor, you better hit the floor with it. And we kind of live and die by that, especially players like Sydney Moffitt and Allie Carwile. They're always on the floor, and Kinley right there, she's on the floor a lot too. And it really speaks wonders to your hustle and your grit.
Copeland with the kill for Livingston Academy as J.C. Garrett to serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. 9-4. The Livingston lead is 5. Jump serve from J.C. Christian is there to play it. Inman thought about not getting there, and Webb can't get to that one to take it across the net. Not really her role there, is it, with the spike?
No, not really. And I think she's down there laughing about it.
I think so. Layla Howard to serve for Cumberland County. Back row Moffitt. Webb sets Dishman. Dishman will pound that one down. That's Kinley Webb's role, setting the table, and Dishman gets the finish. Carwile to serve once again as Carwile and Mosley come back in for the Lady Wildcats. Back row they go to Inman. Howard back set to Hayes back in there, dug by Moffitt. Webb to Mosley. That's over the top of the block. Christian with the dig. Williams to Fusco in the middle of the floor, and she'll pound it down for the kill for Cumberland County.
That was a great hit. Not much that Allie Carwile could do with that.
Yeah, when she gets over the top of the block that way, as Danny Hassler comes back in to serve in that back row, there's only one player back there. A lot of times when they move defensively, a lot of space as Garrett with the pass to Webb. Now to Mosley. Mosley hits it well for the Lady Wildcats. Kill for Hallie Mosley.
She has really found her rhythm in this set right here.
Chloe Jenkins checking back in for Livingston. Lady Wildcats out by 5 now, 11-6. Moffitt to serve. Sydney goes cross court. Fusco off the block of Jenkins. Mosley is blocked, pops it back up. Moffitt will pop that one up, but can't control it. Again, good effort from Livingston Academy, but Cumberland County gets the point to cut it to 4 at 11-7.
That's really such a good look right there. I don't know if you noticed, but all 6 players were over there.
That's just knowing where the ball is and going after it, and they've done that all season. Garrett, great diving effort to get that one across. Fusco will play it back across. Now to Carwile, Jenkins off the block. No, they said it didn't get blocked. It hit the net, and the point going to go to Cumberland County. 4 hits on the Lady Wildcats. Husko to serve once again. Back row, Garrett. Out of Webb. Webb outside Mosley off the top of the net. Williams there for the dig. Woodard to Inman. Free ball for Livingston. Moffitt to Webb. Webb in the middle to Jenkins. Taps over the block, but Williams to Inman on the bump set, and Inman hits that one into the net. Trying to take a little page from Livingston Academy's book with that bump set, but couldn't get that one to work as Garrett going to sit down. Jenkins coming back in for Livingston. Webb, serve for the Lady Wildcats. Hassler can't control that one that just reaches over the top of the net for the ace. What was your routine getting ready to serve?
I had 2 dribbles, and I did a little mini jump serve, kind of like very similar to Kinley's.
Howard, outside Williams. She'll push in the back row, but misses wide, and I thought Howard might have got away with a double contact there, as it looked like it touched both hands at different times, but
kind of seems like he's dropped off of it on this set.
yes. Webb to serve now for Livingston. Webb to Christian. Now Williams sets Inman, swinging away and down with the help of the net. Well, we talked about the serves the other night. That one by Webb. There was absolutely no rotation on that volleyball, and again, that's kind of moving side to side going down through there.
Yes, it's kind of like a knuckleball, honestly, just kind of moving all around, and you don't know what direction those floaters are going to go.
Williams to Carwile. That's close to the net. Webb will play it, but they'll say she got in the net to do so.
I actually think they called that a lift, and Kinley had her hand closed, I thought, but
that's what she was saying to Coach Jenkins. So back row, Carwile to Webb again. Back set, Copeland over the top of the block. Christian with the dig. Woodard. That's too close to the net for Howard to be able to play, and Livingston will get the serve back as Dishman and Daly coming back in. Carwile and Mosley sitting back down. Matea Daly to serve for the Lady Wildcats. 5-point Livingston lead here in set 3. Daly, back row, Christian. Tapped over to Moffitt. Webb, back set, Copeland, but nothing she can do with that one. Hassler with the free ball to Woodard. Now Inman will take it across. Moffitt, back row, Christian. Quick shoot there by Howard, but saved by Moffitt. Dishman taps it across to Inman. Howard outside to Inman, off the block. Christian will take it across with the left hand. Moffitt now to Webb. Webb outside, Dishman swinging away. Williams able to pop it up in the air. Howard will play it across and down for Cumberland County as they win a long rally there for the Lady Jets. And you wanted to say that. They might have been one there.
Yeah, I think that might have been the worst one of the night. That was a great effort, though, on Cumberland County. That was a great rally, and everybody was on the floor the whole time.
Webb to Dishman swinging away, and that's off Inman for the point on the kill for Laney Dishman. Hughes coming back in for Livingston. She'll replace Sydney Moffitt. Jenkins stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Chloe, back row, Christian. Popped up by Williams to the Livingston side. Copeland reaching back with the left hand. Dug by Christian. Hughes going to swing away and kill that one for Livingston Academy.
You can leave that ball on top of the net once. Don't do it twice.
There's too many chances for the Lady Wildcats there, and Hughes gets the finish as Jenkins to serve now. Christian, they're going to her almost every time on the serve. Hayes, dug by Dishman, tapped over by Hughes into the open floor.
It was a smart play by Hughes. Just go ahead and take that ball over.
And she went to the left hand to do it. That's
yes.
not, or it was the right hand as she was hitting
backwards.
A different way. Yes, the backhand is what I meant to say. Thank you. Jenkins, back row off of Christian. Inman will save it, but nobody else will get to it. There's a little indecision there by Cumberland County. It's not easy to put much on it with that backhand, is it?
No, it's not, but it's definitely hard to read by the defense.
Timeout called by Cumberland County. They'll take it here in set 3. Livingston's taking a 19-11 lead. The Lady Wildcats lead 2-0. Back to Livingston in just a moment.
Hello, friends. Are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. Queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down.
Momentum breaker for Cumberland County.
We actually haven't had many missed serves in this game, I don't think.
Christian, back row to Webb. Moffitt takes charge. She'll bump set Dishman. Dishman dug in the back row by Inman. Williams thought it was going further than it did. Saves it to Fusco. Webb taps over Fusco, but Christian is there. Howard outside Hayes. Had to jump twice, but Moffitt is there for the dig. Webb now to Dishman at the 10-foot line. Back row, Christian will play it off a line. Hayes sticking with it. Fusco will tap it across. Daly with the pass right to the net. Back set Copeland right on top of the net and down. Cora Copeland, oh, they're going to call a net on Copeland.
That was beautiful either way. I mean, that was a perfect pass by Matea and a perfect set from Kinley. And Cora, I believe she hit the net. She was very close, but it wasn't by much, and that was a beautiful hit.
Bump, set, spike. Isn't that what the T-shirt says?
Yes, it definitely is.
Hughes now to Moffitt to take it across to Williams. Howard in the middle of Fusco. Dug by Webb. Moffitt. Back row, Daly will hit it just over the net and down. Matea with the pretty touch off the top of the net to get the point for Livingston. J.C. Garrett coming back in for the Lady Wildcats. 20-13. Livingston 5 points away from the game here against Cumberland County. Garrett in the back row, Christian to Williams. Outside Hayes over the top of the block, but Moffitt with the dig. Dishman takes it across quickly to Dishman. Back row, Daly will get to that one. Garrett just pops it up for Moffitt to take it across. Williams now to Howard. Quick set to Fusco, but Webb is there with the dig. Moffitt, that's right on top of the net. Dishman will win that battle, though, with the left hand this time for Laney Dishman. Just not quitting on it that time for Laney Dishman, reaching out. I don't think she got more than 2 fingers on it, but got to go across. Garrett serves in the back row to Christian. Howard with the bump set. Christian going to take charge, and she can't get that one across. Livingston leading 22-13, and Cumberland County going to take a timeout again. Lady Wildcats trying to go 2-0 as a district in a district schedule with only 8 games. You really want to take care of home court, and that's what Livingston's got a good chance to do here tonight to start 2-0 in the district at home.
Yes, they definitely do, and I think that they can do really, really well in this season. And by the looks of it so far, we know how good Upperman is, and we know Watertown's pretty good, and Stone always has something normally. And I think we have a very good chance at being number 1, but we are going to have to battle, and I think every win's going to count. And no matter this Cumberland County team here, we've still got to put them away and put it behind us.
You played in some big games for Livingston Academy. When somebody comes up and says, Allie, what's the thing that you remember about Livingston Academy volleyball? What play do you remember? What situation? What's the first thing pops in your head?
I think it was my junior year, it was my sophomore year. We're in the region championship game. I don't even remember who all was out there at the time, but I can just remember it was at Smith County in the dark gym against maybe Signal Mountain, one of those. I don't know what it was. And it was a diving play. It wasn't even the final play. It was the play before the final play. I dove, and I never saw anything, and it got up. Next play, I sub out, and somebody else came back in, and it was, almost a tied game, 5th set. And everybody's shaking, and I think Aaliyah got the kill. I can't remember. It was either Aaliyah or Hannah. And it was just one of those that gave you cold chills all the way around. Of course, sent us to sub-state, and we ended up playing a home sub-state at the church to go on and get into the state tournament.
See, those are things that a lot of people don't even know about. The Smith County region tournament game, you don't expect it to happen in Smith County, but to get a big play.
Yeah, it was it was definitely something. And that old gym, and it's dark, and it's probably one of the worst gyms to play volleyball in.
Hughes with the kill for Livingston Academy to set up game point for the Lady Wildcats, set point and game point for Livingston as Carlisle coming in to try to close this one out here for the Lady Wildcats and try to go to 6-0 on the season, 2-0 in the district. Malley, the junior, back row to Williams. Howard will get to it. Free ball, and no, it's not going to come across, and Livingston's going to win it. They'll win it in straight sets as they do close this one out in 3, 25-14 over Cumberland County. We talked about the focus. I think there was maybe just a little bit of looking past Cumberland County as it was close in set 1, 25-20. Then it just got further apart as the game went on as this team started playing the way they normally play.
Yes, definitely, and that's something that's always going to happen when you know your opponent. And, you know, you come out there ready to play, but in the back of your mind, you kind of know. And I think that definitely showed in this game. And as it went on, of course, you see how much farther the score gets apart, and that's just building the confidence of our team against the lack thereof as they go on and realize, hey, we're slowly losing this one.
Livingston Academy wins set 1, 25-20, set 2, 25-18, set 3, 25-14 to win in straight sets, 3-0 over Cumberland County to go to 6-0 on the season, go to 2-0 in district play. With the loss, Cumberland County drops to 0-4. Overall, they go to 0-3 in district play. They've already almost played half of their district schedule. They still haven't played Upperman yet, has Cumberland County, so they've got Upperman twice, and then they got the other 3 teams again in the district. So that, again, only 8 games. You don't have a lot of leeway to try to win a district championship. You've got to kind of really take care of business.
Yeah, you've really got to show up and show out, and I feel like we're really good at that. And when tournament time comes, you know, anything can happen in tournament time, and you want to have that good seeding going in.
Livingston wins it over Cumberland County. That's going to wrap it up here on Overton Events. Thank you to our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. For Matt Gaw, for Allie Qualls, this is Craig Cantrell saying good.